What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here at San Diego Comic-Con. We're in the studio. The cast and director from Shazam. By now, I hope you've seen the trailer. If you haven't, big mistake. Go watch it. And then come back and watch this. First of all...
don't stop watching this. Watch it right after this.
Maybe pull up a new phone and watch it at the same
Open
time.
a second window and watch them both together.
I was so curious how you guys prepared for like young Billy Batson, superhero Billy Batson. Like, did you guys have to have conversations on like how to do this personality together, like had to make sure they line?
It was extremely hard. It was just, I can't even tell you. I mean, he's a kid. Look at him.
He was trying to figure out. He was trying to figure out how do I act even younger than myself? How do I do?
He's a very ripped, hairy kid.
This is all fake.
Ripped, hairy kid. Those are pretty. You have three very good descriptive terms for Shazam. Although I'm not like, because I don't have a beard and the.
No, you don't.
No.
But I'm saying now, currently.
Yeah, now I'm a ripped, hairy kid.
You're like one of those I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
This is what happens in the last interviews of the day. This is what happens.
I know, listen, we're here.
No rules. We got laughing people in the rooms next to us. It's insanity.
We're at that
No rules.
point.
Oh, right.
Well, no, we did like rehearsals and we just like had some meals together and had David's tutelage and guidance through that, and we tried to get as much time together as we could, but he was still working being a Disney star on Andy Mack, and he
big man.
couldn't come to work.
I can do that.
And then he did, and then we made a movie together.
It doesn't seem like you guys get along at all, which had to be a huge problem.
It was.
So uncalled for.
It was completely
That's assault, young man. I don't know if you know that.
unbelievable.
So uncalled for.
security
And you know what?
outside.
Here.
It was super hard for us to, what do you?
Even.
Well, we didn't even
It's
get
even.
to work
It was
together.
Yeah, no,
I mean, we
Yeah,
didn't.
were you guys ever on set at the same time?
Yeah.
Because-
We would occasionally
Yeah.
be on set at the same
Yeah.
time, but we never actually got to work opposite each other,
Yeah.
obviously, because we're the same
No.
person. It's like a time cop thing. If we ever, then the whole universe explodes. But Jack over here was fortunate enough to get to work with both of us.
They finish each
I should
other's
have been belly bad.
sentences. No, not feeling it.
They should have sandwiches.
No, we finish each other's
Sentences.
sandwiches.
Oh my!
Jinx.
You have spent
I
way
can't
too
with
much
these-
time together this
They're
weekend.
just spoiled, these two.
Let me ask you this: whatever you can say, David, you might be able to chime in here. What is Billy's main mission in this movie?
Well, I mean, he's trying to find his family, or a family. He's convinced that his mom is still out there. But once he gets these powers, he's just trying to figure out what to do with them and how it works. And for that, he needs his friend Freddy, who's like a superhero expert, who helps him to sort of discover his powers and how to be a superhero.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah, David.
Freddy seems like he idolizes superheroes, right? I mean, we see a Batarang, we see Superman posters. How much?
I don't know if you noticed. Can I say this? In the little bag.
Say it.
Okay, so in that little, because
I don't know.
I love that David was like, of course you actually, let me think about this really quick.
I'm not gonna say it just to be on the safe side.
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because super fans might be able to
Zoom in.
look at and
The
figure
little
it out.
bag, guys. Zoom in. Anyway.
Sorry.
Enhance.
So I mean,
So sorry,
what kind of influence do the other DC heroes who people have already met play on your characters?
Sorry.
What kind of influence do the other DC heroes who the audiences have already met in other movies play on your characters?
Well, they're all still existent in that universe. So Freddie Freeman does in fact idolize all those superheroes like Superman, Batman, the whole Justice League, because they're all alive and well in that universe, and I know all about them.
Doing well.
I know all about them.
You also get to be a little bit of a badass without superpowers. Like I saw in the trailer, you get to take some bullies down. But then Billy gets some powers.
I don't get to take him.
Oh, that was you?
I took
He
Oh,
takes
I
him
looked
down.
at that
I
wrong.
get to-
Never mind.
he's
You're not
limping.
cool. You're not cool.
I'm just a loser.
No, I'm just kidding. No. But so when he gets the powers, are you a little bit jealous? Like, because you're the one who seems to be idolizing
That's a great
them.
question. I get asked that. I haven't got that. I actually asked that once, but that's a great question. It's,
You were wishing that somebody would
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
that,
exactly.
Because it is a good question.
because like
I'd be jealous. If it was me, I'd be like,
because also
why
I'm
couldn't
so
it be me?
obsessed with superheroes and stuff, but I'm so caught up in helping him and being his sensei, so I'm so selfless and wanting to help him, and that kind of fulfills my wish.
You get to live through him.
I get to live through his successes, which is what makes me also kind of.
It's a good friend to have. It's a good friend to
But
have.
still a little bit of envy.
Yeah.
Oh, so much envy, but it's in the back of my mind.
Well, I mean, Jeff Johns just launched a new Shazam comic where all the orphans have powers. So, I mean, is that maybe something we could see?
Could be. I mean, yeah. Well,
Perhaps.
Could be. Everything's possible. Everything's
Yeah.
possible. David, I'm curious why it's set in Christmas, around Christmas time, and like, will there be like a debate like Die Hard whether or not it's a Christmas movie?
Well, yeah, it feels like a Christmas movie to me. I mean, it's about family, you know, and finding your family. You have these orphans or like foster kids who, and Christmas is very much a family holiday, so it sort of ties it all together in that way.
And we are, for the most part, kind of based off of, as far as material, comic material, New 52, and that was based in, it was a Christmas story in that issue. So I think that's got to play something into it.
Yeah, and that was the idea that Jeff Johns had for that as well.
Yeah,
that it's
to bring
it's
that
a family
family,
holiday. Yeah.
One person who's not here is Mark Strong, who I have so much respect for as an actor. I'm a big fan of him. I'm curious what you could tell me about his villain here. What can you say?
He's a villain who enjoys being a villain.
I know he's a guy. I know from comics he's a guy who really wants powers and eventually gets them in comics. So, is there anything of that we might expect to see adapted?
Well, we see a little sneak peek of that in the trailer for like
You're good at
2
this.
shots or something.
Awesome.
So yeah.
And I mean, the tone of the trailer. Speaking of the trailer, was so much fun. Like it was
so hype.
there was so much levity to it, which I mean, maybe with DC films we're not so used to, but also you might not be used to because your background is so horror. So many horror films that have scared the crap out of me. So did anything kind of challenge you in like changing pace there?
Well, I mean, I think my horror movies are kind of fun, as well as being scary. At least to me, they are. So it didn't feel like such a stretch, really. It was still sort of same kind of storytelling, and like humor and horror, I think, are kind of closely related.
Cool. And Zach, just when we saw the costume, you're looking big in there.
Thanks,
so
man.
I gotta hear about how much work it was to get into superhero shape.
Well, it's been a really interesting journey. I mean, yeah. Come on, guys.
Gonna hurt somebody.
Jumped into it hardcore. I was already. I mean, I've dabbled in and out of kind of intensive training and stuff, but I really jumped into it for this, and because I want to ultimately fully embody all that character is, and if we ever get the blessing or are blessed enough to go and make sequels and all that jazz, I want to keep working toward that. But it's also something. Just on a personal level, like I am super addicted. I'm in the gym like 6 days a week and eating copious amounts of calories and trying to keep putting on size. But also it's a weird thing because like I could only put on so much weight before then costumes said, you have to stop because we have to lock in the measurements of the suit. You can't keep getting bigger. We have to make these and they're very expensive.
You got too big.
So then I had to kind of hold it off there, and then I had to kind of carve down and all that jazz, and now I'm working on other things where I can't necessarily be, I think the most I got up to was like, I went from 200 to 224 pounds, so I'd gained 24 pounds, which is a considerable amount of weight given that, like gaining weight's a tough thing to do. Anybody who's ever tried to do that, I didn't realize this out, I always knew it was tough because I was always thin. And I no matter how much I worked out, I was like, I'm never really getting bigger. And like, how do you go become The Rock? Well, you eat just literally like, he eats haddock. He eats like white fish. Like, he eats like 2 schools of fish every day. The Rock does. People just hand him plates, and it's just one swipe. I think that's why he does fish, because it's just real slippery. It just goes straight down. That's just what he does. No chewing necessary. Just, that's what it is. So anyway, so that's been a huge journey for me, and so I want to keep going. I think it's an awesome thing, and to be able to be whatever Billy Batson's imagination is of like what the superhero version of himself would be, which is what he imagines, which is what I am. That's a really cool transformation.
Well, dude, speaking of The Rock, are you ready to one day go face to face with a dude
Hell
like that?
yeah,
I mean,
man!
that's
I would love for
what I want with the People's
for
Champ.
Shazam and Black Adam to go head to head. I would
Champ,
love that, and I would love for Shazam and Superman to go head to head, because in the comic books those have been some iconic fights, and there's so many cool things we could do with the character. But one movie at a time. I'm just so stoked that we're here right now, that we made the movie, we got through that winter in Toronto. These talented young fools are gonna just continue to take over the world, and I'm just gonna hold on to their coattails.
Well, on that note,
go.
the obligatory question that they'll kill me if I don't ask, and you're not going to answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. Are there any other DC heroes in the film that people can expect to see?
Yes, the whole Justice League is in the movie, and we all die in the end.
Yeah.
You heard it right here, folks.
Boom, confirmed.
Yeah.